Kevin Durant on cannabis business and weed in the NBA.
Look at them criminals still
we're on a coffee and
They
cook.
got 50 Cent up there with it say 50-year-old drug dealer. That shit is crazy.
We got some cannabis related news for you.
Yeah, look, could you cue it? Coffee Kush band.
Turn on the audio on this.
You invested in a number of cannabis companies.
Yeah.
And I'm so curious about your decision to be public about that. And what I assume, does Adam Silver call you up and say,
No,
hey,
I actually
man?
called him and advocated for him to take marijuana off the banned substance list. I just felt like it was becoming a thing around the country, around the world, that it was, the stigma behind it wasn't as negative as it was before.
Totally.
It doesn't affect you in any negative way. So I just felt like it was.
And what did Adam tell you when you said this to him?
He agreed, and you see where we.
Well, now they've actually told players you can invest and you can smoke and everything else. I think.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, definitely. Marijuana is.
But you were a pioneer, if you will.
I wouldn't call myself a pioneer. Not at all. But
a public pioneer. How about that?
I wouldn't say that either.
Come on, don't let him say that.
I just enjoy the plant. I mean, as simple as that. And
so what did you tell Adam? How did you persuade him?
Well, he smelled it when he walked in. When I walked in, so I didn't really have to say much. You know what I'm saying? He kind of understood where this was going, and then I mean, it's the NBA, man. Everybody is like, I hate to be. Everybody does it, to be honest. It's like wine at this point.
Come on, clap.
You also, by the way,
come on, man. Good job, hey, man. Shout out to Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kevin Durant, man. Listen, as somebody who considers himself a flower child, I was raised around cannabis. The plant has always been in my house, my family. Mm-hmm. My mother has been growing.
We got to get your moms on here.
We definitely going to get moms up here. It's the cannabis trees as like actual trees, not to smoke. We had them planted around in my backyard and things like that. My mom never strayed away from who she is to this day. It made me who I am. It made me actually not want to even engage in cannabis at an early age with me being around it, because it was like, oh, well, that's what grown people do. I don't want to do that. You get what I'm saying? It kind of kept me away. This is amazing because the plant is bigger than getting high in a scent. Some real medical things that it helps us out with. I know a lot of people that maybe you don't have to over or abuse anything, but a lot of people that I know that smoke weed, they seem just to be a little healthier than people. They're a little happier. They're a little smoother about the way they do things. And most of the people that do that really stay away from actual pills and medicine. Mm-hmm. Something I don't really engage in, like aspirins and painkillers, just because of my past and shit I was doing before. Like my shit is like really all natural. So for these guys whose body is on the line, like again, they definitely fly suites, and big suites, private, and get the best doctors. But it's the anxiety that comes with coming up and down on a plane. Just your life is literally in somebody else's hand every day, every night. Yeah. Different beds. Fucking your body is what you use to make your money, so you got to beat it up a little bit more than we do. Hitting that weed probably really keeps them from doing all the medicines and then other things that some people, you know what I mean, just don't adapt well to. What you think about that?
I mean, I think it's beneficial. Plus all the anxiety that they get. He's in the media every day. Somebody's always saying something crazy about him. He got to respond to. I love the fact that Sha'Carri Richardson. She's back on the track and field scene doing her thing and unapologetically, you know what I'm saying, using weed.
And then you notice she's not getting a lot of press.
Yeah,
and she's winning.
She had to disappear.
She just broke another record. Shout out to Sha'Carri, that weed smoking ghetto girl that they like to say she was and is, and she never was. Winning like a motherfucker too. Is not getting no press. You gotta think, man. There's a lot of people that did never want us to discover this plant because it just quite frankly. Like it's a wonder plant. You know what I'm saying? It's a healer. It makes you feel a certain way. Look, see, it came here and knocked your ass on the side. That was cannabis. And now that even the what we missed in that when he said you guys are able to now participate in cannabis businesses.
They can invest
Because it's like wine, it's like a beer. Yeah, so this is big business. We just had somebody who's net worth over $500 million for sure with Kevin Durant just say casually he went to have a conversation with the guy that runs the NBA, and now everybody can smoke and sell weed.
Big business.
That's gigantic business. I'm hearing that consumption lounges will be put in stadiums and arenas across the world really, really soon. We were actually at Coffee and Kush in talks with somebody about doing something in Toronto. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Hopefully, and nothing's locked in just yet, but we're in talks with some people. But there'll be consumption lounges all over the place. Again, it is like wine. Once we figure out how to get the smell, I think that's what's keeping it from really crossing over.
Yes, surprisingly, like Canada is super, super progressive and kind of passing law where I think California and Los Angeles should be at this point, being kind of the leaders of cannabis.
It's tough to tax. I think that it's tough to tax. This thing has been happening so long without them. When I say them, I'm talking about like the big money players that's entering into space. This thing has been more of a traditional, for lack of a better term, way of getting this thing around to us and people smoking it and enjoying it. It's just for me, just to be on full display, going back to that little kid who had the mom that smelled like weed when you dropped them off, and people looking at you crazy and looking at your mom crazy and trying to prejudge us and all these things, to now seeing multi-billionaire companies now embrace this lifestyle for us as a family. Is like, we told you, stupid motherfuckers. Stop talking about my mama before I beat you up again. You know what I'm saying?
Again?
Yeah. It was a lot of that. My mom's had to really she really had to suppress who she really was because the world wasn't ready for this style of mother, this coffee drinking, weed rolling. I'm dropping my son off. I own properties. I'm still in Compton. I own shit. Like, they wasn't ready for that. When she took, you know what I'm saying? They tried to call her wild and crazy when I saw a lot of people that were drinking alcohol and doing crack and all type of other worse things not be as productive as my weed smoking mom. Shout out to you, Leon. I love you, baby. What?